My childhood following Bolton was filled with some of my best football memories. 2 memorable Europa League campaigns where we even knocked out Atletico Madrid. We regularly beat the Big Six, achieved multiple top half Premier League finishes, and above all, watching players like JJ Okocha, Nicolas Anelka and Ivan Campo play for my club. Now, we are in League One. We nearly liquidated in 2019 due to a decade of financial mismanagement. We were saved by Sharon Britton, who has brought life back into our club. One issue though, we've been stuck in League One for 5 years. We've come close to promotion, but we have always missed out. With Steven Schumacher at the wheel, and after a promising start to the season, is this season finally our year to get promoted back to the Championship? Well, I for one certainly hope so. Can't deal with another season in League One. So for that very reason, we are taking charge of Bolton Wanderers in FC26 with the ultimate end goal of winning a Champions League trophy. But there is a catch. We have to keep the signings realistic in this rebuild. So this is the Bolton team we have loaded into in FC26, and as far as League One teams go, on paper it's not a bad team, and we probably should be challenging for the top 6 in game. If we don't, you might actually see me start crying, and I for one am gutted this is a realistic transfer only rebuild, because this man, Mario Cozier-duberry, has been ridiculous for us in real life this season. 6 goals, 6 assists, multiple 90th minute goals scored. It's going to break my heart to see him go back to Brighton at the end of the season. In real life, I think if Bolton were to have any chance of signing Duberry again, we'd have to be at least top half in the Championship. Now, we do have some really good young players at Bolton, one of which is Max Conway. Recently signed a new 4-year deal coming through our academy, 22-year-old, 65 rated. And along with Conway, we've also got Xavier Simons, 22-year-old, 67 rated. This guy's been immense since we signed him from Hull. Now, one player we have got at Bolton is Ibrahim Sissoko on loan from Toulouse, 22-year-old, 68 rated. Now, Bolton in real life have actually got an option to make this loan permanent. He hasn't been the best in real life, let's be honest, but in FC26 he looks a good player. Definitely going to consider taking up that buy option. But we instantly start off with a bit of an issue. A lot of the squad are actually out of contract at the end of the first season, and we have got 5 players in on loan currently, and we know what FC26 is like. Most of them players probably aren't going to ask for a new deal, so the first few seasons of this rebuild will probably see a high number of turnovers in the squad. Now, Bolton start off with £3 million in the bank, which is a good budget. However, transfers are banned in the first season, but we can make Sissoko's loan permanent if we choose to. That alone will probably use up most of our budget. But youth scouting is back for this rebuild. I know how much you guys love it, and it wasn't available in our free agent only rebuild that we've just done on the channel. Make sure you check it out and like and subscribe while you're at it. And we always use your recommendations when it comes to a nation to scout in FC26, and one comment has been really sticking out to me recently, and I have saved it for this video. For season 1, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Jamaica, and one of my favourite ever Bolton players actually comes from Jamaica, Ricardo Gardner. He played on the left side of the pitch, anywhere from left back to left wing. That's what we're going to be looking for over in Jamaica in season 1. I want to find the next Ricardo Gardner. So this is how the team is currently looking going into season 1. I am going to make some minor changes. So just 2 changes to the starting 11. Dolbit and Erahan come into the starting 11. I have dropped Burstow down to the bench just because of the fact it's not really a realistic signing unless we get promoted. I'd rather develop our own players, and Sam Dolby is 25-year-old and 67 rated, so I am going to use him. Because signings are banned in season 1, we are going to lock the starting 11 in. I do think we've got a good team on paper. I just worry about Sherman Law in goal at 62 rated. And the way we are going to play with Bolton is definitely not a possession-based approach. I've been traumatised by Bolton and this play style under Ian Evatt. We were so one-dimensional, but Schumacher's made us more free-flowing, better on the counter-attack, actually better with the ball. And the way we play in real life and the way I want to play in FC26, we are really focused on our wide players. A lot of our goals do come from the wings, so for that reason, we are going with the wing play tactical vision. Now, for this rebuild, we are using the live start points feature, which sees Bolton 7th in League One, as the Port Vale game has yet to be played. Now, we actually beat Port Vale 4-0 in real life, and Duberry was the star of the show again. Our first game of the Bolton rebuild will be Port Vale. Can we replicate the 4-0 win? I certainly hope so. So the first game of the Bolton rebuild's on the way. Can we beat the Vale? First chance of the game for Port Vale. This is a big... Get into him. Come out low. Oh my god. Can't even get my words out. I was waiting for the net to bulge there. Got a lot of room to run into here, Sissoko. Oh, it's offside. It's offside. Is it? Randall scores. And he's not offside. It's 1-0 to Bolton. Oh, I was just waiting for the assistant's flag to go up. That actually looked well offside to me. I just thought Randall had timed his run a bit wrong. It's a great ball across my Sissoko. Completely unmarked into the back of the net from Randall. And that would be half time. 1-0 to Bolton at the break. Joel Randall's goal, the difference. Come back. No. Good block. Good block. Stockliffe Vale with a shot and it goes just wide. Come on, man. Need to wake up a bit here. I think they might have changed the way they're playing because I can't even get the ball back off them. Port Vale have battered us in the second half. Crosdale could be in. Shot, and he blasts it wide. We've made some changes, lads. We're going to try and freshen the team up because we really haven't even got out of our own half in this half. Looks like 2-2 could be injured. Yeah, 2-2's injured. Oh, Cole could be in. That is a very clever foul by Max Conway. Well done, Max. Don't let him score. Shot from Stockley. Easy save for Sherman Law. And that would be full-time. 1-0 win for the Wanderers. Can we build on this and go on to get promoted? So we have arrived at the end of season number 1. I've repped the Bolton shirt for good luck. Have we been promoted? We have, lads. We've finished second in League One and we have had an amazing season. When we took charge back in October, we'd literally lost 3 games. We have lost 1 game since then to the end of the season. Finished on 90 points, securing automatic promotion to the Championship. The shirt has brought good luck. Get in there, boys, and I've got more good news as well. Wigan miss out on the playoffs. Now it's time to start building for the Championship. I've got a couple of ideas in mind. I'm not going to lie, I'm really impressed with our FA Cup performance. We got to the 3rd round and lost to Crystal Palace. If this happens in real life and I get an away day at Selhurst Park, I'll be really happy. Now, this is the Bolton team we're going to be taking into the Championship. We've seen some really good growth all across the pitch. Unfortunately, Johnston and Cogley are out injured, and to be honest, I think the main positions we need to improve in season 2 are going to be centre back, right back, and probably goalkeeper. Sherman Law's going back to Chelsea. At 23-year-old and 66 rated, I don't see a future for him at Bolton, but I'm making a big decision. Cozier-duberry is the best player in League One in real life. By far, it's not even close. I think if we get promoted, Brighton could loan him back to us in the Championship. He has been loaned out to Blackburn and he failed in the Championship last time he was there, only playing 20 games, scoring 1 goal. We are going to try and loan him again next season, and there has been some outgoings as well in this transfer window. What I've done is I've sold the players who I think will leave Bolton in real life. But before we did that, we did make Ibrahim Sissoko's loan into a permanent deal, which Bolton can actually do in real life. We paid £2 million for him. So players like Tyler Miller, Kyle Dempsey, Will Forrester, John McAtee and Victor Adebayo have all been sold. Really sad to see Dempsey go, who is a real fan favourite at Bolton, but injuries have just ruined him. I don't think Will Forrester, John McAtee and Victor Adebayo get back into the team. Now, we are also losing Mason Burstow and Marcus Fors. Now, another controversial take. I think if Bolton got promoted to the Championship, we could sign Burstow from Hull. They've already got Ollie McBurney, they've already got Joe Geller, they've already got Kyle Joseph, so we are going to be going to try and sign Burstow on a permanent. We're going to try and loan in Duberry for another season. We are also saying goodbye to Marcus Fors, who will go back to Middlesbrough. Now, in terms of stats this season, Marcus Fors was actually our top scorer, getting 13 goals, but our best actual player was Cozier-duberry, of course. 12 goals, 13 assists. Really good season for the man. Would like to add some more goals to the team. Hopefully this will follow in season number 2. And we are kicking season 2 off with an instant signing. Burstow signs from Hull for £1.5 million. What a way to kick off the new season. And after signing Burstow, we're left with £8 million. Now, Bolton are heavily backed by a Swiss financial company who have invested over £60 million into the club in the last 5 years, so I'm not surprised to see this transfer budget. Oh, in the back of my head, I'm saying this isn't realistic, but first things first, we're going to loan Duberry back from Brighton. Just going off what I said previous, I do think Bolton would have a chance of loaning him again if we get promoted, and the deal is all but agreed, and I have added a buy option to the loan. This is because if we can finish above 16th in the Championship this season, I think signing Duberry could be realistic on a permanent. If we go to Brighton, they have got 4 players ahead of him, but if we don't finish above 16th in the Championship, I have to rein it in a bit. We won't be able to sign him permanently. Don't know if you can tell, boys, but I really love Mario Cozier-duberry. Now, we have identified the centre-back we want to sign in this transfer window, Chibukwe Nwayu. I think he's playing over in the Austrian league for Wolfsberger. We did actually sign a player, Thierry Gale, from Austria as well, so we do have a bit of a connection there. He's a decent player, a decent price as well, because his contract's expiring. We are going to bring him to the tough sheet. And Chibukwe Nwayu signs for the club for just £2 million We've got a really good deal for him. So our transfer window is officially done, boys. We've made some new signings. Chris Farino has gone to St. Pauli though for £1 million. I actually think this is a realistic signing. And Aaron Morley crosses the Pennines. He's gone to Hull for £1 million. Another signing that, to be honest, I actually think is quite realistic. Now onto the incomings. We did loan in a right back from Liverpool, Lucas Stevenson, who I think was at Dundee United last season. But we have inserted a buy option of £2 million in 2 years' time. Definitely think this is a realistic signing. We then brought in Jay Matete, a former Wanderer, on a free contract. I actually liked Jay Matete. I didn't think he was a bad player. 25-year-old, 66 rated with decent stats. And then for the final signing of the season, we signed Max Weeb from Burnley for £2 million. 70 rated, 22-year-old goalkeeper with really decent stats. I think they signed him in the summer just gone. He's not played a single minute for him yet. I think this could be a signing Bolton could make if they got promoted to the Championship. And that's going to round off our transfer window in terms of incomings. There could yet be 1 or 2 outgoings. And now on to our youth scouting for season 2. And for this season, we're going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Malta. Now, we are going to be looking for CDMs and defenders. We don't have many high potential ones at the club currently. Hopefully, we can find a few over in Malta. So with our transfer window completed, this is going to be the Bolton team to take us into season 2 and our first in the Championship. We're going to lock the starting 11 in for the new season. I do think we've got a good team on paper. We've got a decent bench as well, you know, quite a few options on there. We have got a decent squad. I'm hopeful we won't get relegated. Remember, we need to finish above 16th if we're going to be able to make Duberry a permanent signing. Now, our first game of the season is a massive tie against Cardiff, who are also a newly promoted team. We absolutely have to be getting something from this game. So our first game of the Championship season has arrived, and we kick things off with a vital 3 points. 3 points here would be absolutely massive. Honestly, Cardiff need the points just as much as we do. They're a newly promoted side as well. Cardiff can break forward numbers. I like our defensive shape though. Not really giving much to Cardiff, to be honest. 20 minutes in, lads. It's been cagey. No shots, no nothing. We do love a 0-0 on this channel, and it feels like it's heading that way. I can't lie. Erahan, that's nice. That's a great ball. Sissoko shoots. 1-0 to Bolton. First shot of the game. And it's Ibrahim Sissoko with the goal. 30 minutes into the game, it's the first shot and it's already a goal. Cardiff seem happy to just pass the ball around the midfield and not really try and penetrate us, to be honest. And why have I said that? Why have I just said that? And a bit of a drama-free first half finishes 1-0 to Bolton. A lot of work still to do in the second half. I mean, looking at the stats, as you can see, Cardiff have had all the ball. There's only been 2 shots in the entire game. They really remind me of Ian Everts Bolton a few years ago. They like to keep the ball, but there's no end product at all. And we once again fell back into that lull of Cardiff's having all the ball and doing nothing with it. Lads, I don't think I've actually touched the ball at all in this second half. This has been boring, I can't lie. Chance for Colwill. That's a nice turn. Oh my God, what a save by Wybe. I thought he'd pushed that into the net. 80 minutes on the clock as well. That is a huge moment. What a pass, by the way, to Gale. And we kick off the season with a vital 3 points at the Cardiff City Stadium, with Cardiff absolutely dominating the possession. But all that matters is the 3 points. Let's simulate forward to the end of the season and see if we've secured Championship survival. So we have arrived at the end of season 2. Are we still a Championship side? Of course we are. We have finished 15th in the Championship, which is really impressive. I would take that in real life, trust me. Finished on 59 points, a big gap between us and the relegation zone, of which Portsmouth, Derby and Cardiff went down. Interestingly though, us and Luton stay up. Now, I said we'll be allowed to sign Cozier-duberry if we finish above 16. Lads, we've done just that. So I think next season we will be making Cozier-duberry's loan into a permanent. In the FA Cup though, Burnley would batter us in a Lancashire derby 4-1 in the 3rd round. No real shame in losing to an ex-Premier League side though, even though we're an ex-Premier League side. Now, the team has shown some really significant growth this season. This is actually a really decent team on paper. We are going to be making Cozier-duberry's loan into a permanent deal at the start of next season. Where else do I want to improve the team? I think we're going to need another centre-back to replace Toll, who's now 28 years old. I may also look to bring in an attacking midfielder to replace Randall, who isn't really growing too much and is 27-year-old. And I think we're going to be losing the likes of Tutu and Taylor next season, so we may have to replace these players. Let me know in the comment section down below though, boys. Do you think Cozier-duberry joining Bolton on a permanent after a successful season in the Championship will be realistic? To be honest, he only got 6 goals and 6 assists in game. I do think this is actually a pretty realistic signing, lads. Really happy to see Mason Burstow get 16 goals, going by 6 overalls as well to 73 rated. Dan Dolby as well was really impressive. 12 goals and 2 assists from our backup striker. I think we've had a really good season, and I'm really looking forward to season 3. So we've arrived in season 3, and once again our Swiss backers have backed us £7 million, which is a decrease increase from last season, but still a competitive budget. And I've been waiting for this moment all rebuild, making cozier-duberry a permanent signing at Bolton, and we can do it for just 2.85 million. What a signing this is going to be. And cozier-duberry is officially a wanderer. What a signing this is. But it was an expensive one. We've only got £4 million left. We're going to be looking at free agents and loans, I think, for the rest of this transfer window. And in my last rebuild, I was really struggling to find free agents in a free agent only rebuild. I've just found Manuel Akanji straight away. Why could Akanji not show up in my Leicester rebuild when I need free agent signings? Like, it's like the game knows what I'm doing. So more signings have been made, and there have been some outgoings as well. We've had a really busy transfer window. Richard Taylor has gone to Swansea for 1.1 million. Jordi Osei-Tutu has gone to Turkey for 800 grand. Now we signed 2 free agents. The first was Ricardo Siervo, 25-year-old, 6'3" right midfielder who has been brought in to replace Osei-Tutu in the squad, and he is in fact an upgrade. We've also brought in Tom Holmes on a free contract, who's had a really unlucky time of injuries in real life. We then went and made a very exciting loan signing, bringing Aaron Bowman in on a season-long loan from Brentford. Now, I've just looked him up online, and he has made 1 senior appearance for Ajax, but at the same time, Bolton have got a player called George Johnston who's played senior games for Feyenoord in the Eredivisie, so I definitely think Bolton will be able to loan him from a Premier League club. There is going to be a buy option in the loan for 2.8 million, but we'll have to perform on the pitch if we're going to be able to sign Bowman. And now time for our marquee signing of season number 3. We signed Patrice Kovic from the Bundesliga 2 from Werder Bremen. 20-year-old, 71 rated, really good attacking midfielder who's been signed for £3 million. Really good potential. He's going into the team to replace Joel Randall. And we now only have 840 grand in the bank after a very busy transfer window. Now, we're not expecting any more signings in season 3, so this is going to be the Bolton team to take us into the new season. We're locking the starting 11 in for the new season. This is a really good team on paper, and I'm hoping for another mid-table to top our finish this season. Now on to the youth scouting, and for season 3 we are going with this comment: we are going to be scouting China. Now, Malta wasn't really that good for finding defence-minded players, so we're going to be looking for the same calibre of player, but this time in China. Now, in terms of incomings, we're done. We could yet sell some players if a bid comes in, and I think it'd be unrealistic for the player to stay, but as of right now, we're simulating forward straight through to the end of season 3. Can we improve on a 15th place finish? I definitely think we've got the squad to do so. So we have arrived at the end of season 3, and we have secured a spot in the playoffs, finishing 5th in the league, 1 point ahead of 7th place Bristol City, and that means we will take on Middlesbrough for a chance to get to Wembley and get to the Premier League. Ipswich and Southampton promoted, Southampton on goal difference. Now, in the playoff semi-final, we would beat Middlesbrough 4-3 over 2 legs, while Leicester beat West Brom, meaning it's Bolton versus Leicester for a chance to get to the Premier League, and Leicester beat us 2-1 in the playoff final. It's another season in the Championship for Bolton, but let's not get it twisted though. Finishing 5th in our 2nd season in the Championship and making the playoff final is a success. We just need to build on this now in season number 4, and the team is now definitely starting to take shape. We have definitely got a top-end Championship team on paper. We are going to be making Bowman's loan into a permanent at the start of next season for 2.8 million, which I think is a very good deal. He's a really decent young player. Let me know in the comment section down below though, do you find this signing realistic? I mean, if we look at Brentford's centre-backs, they've got Ronald Araujo, Pau Kubasi, Seth Van Den Berg. Don't think he's going to get any game time there. I mean, how have Brentford got Araujo and Kubasi, by the way? I think Stevenson's loan's expiring as well, so if we can make it a permanent, we will be doing that. To improve the team in any other positions, it would be CDM and left back. But in terms of stats this season, Mason Burstow was fantastic, getting 28 goals and 2 assists, and he was our star player. And we are kicking off season 4 with a bang. Bowman is now in on a permanent deal. I think this is a very good signing, but is it realistic? Let me know in the comments down below. And after that signing, we have got 14 million in the bank. The Swiss investors pulling no punches, and the first order of business: make Lucas Stevenson's loan into a permanent. We can do this for just 1.8 million. This is a steal. And that Stevenson signed for 1.8 million, but he is taking on 30 grand a week. I do think this is a very realistic signing though. Maybe not the transfer fee, but definitely the player. Now, I can't lie boys, this transfer window has been a bit of a slog with the money. We have managed to make 3 further signings. I think we're now ready to compete for promotion to the Premier League. The first player we signed was a backup goalkeeper, Sol Bryn, on a free contract on a 4-year deal. deal. 27-year-old, 71 rated. Big upgrade on Nathan Broom. Probably won't get many minutes this season though. We then signed a left back, Aiden Haranje from Estoril Praia in Portugal for £3 million. Now, he has got upwards of 84 potential, so he's going to be taking Conway's place in the team, even though Conway is 74 rated. Trust me, that absolutely pains me because Max Conway is one of my favourite Bolton players, but he's just stopped growing. And our marquee signing for season 4 was David Ozor of Crystal Palace, who we've signed for £4 million. 23-year-old, 74 rated, 6'3" CDM with really good potential again. He is someone with a lot of championship experience with 2 loan spells at Derby, and I think he'll be a really big player for us in season 4. Let me know what you think, boys. Do you think these signings are realistic? And with our new signings added to the team, this is how we're looking heading into the 4th season. Really strong team on paper. Hoping to see a lot more growth and an improvement on a 5th place finish. We have got a decent bench as well. We even got international players on there like Owen Toll. We're locking the starting 11 in for season 4. Now, our transfer window is definitely done in terms of incomings. If any deals happen off camera, I will let you know. 2 players did leave us off camera before starting season 4. George Johnston and Carlos Mendes Gomez were both sold. And just when I think our transfer window is gonna be done and all is going well, Sunderland and Crystal Palace, who are both in the Premier League, have bid for Patrice Kovic. There's no way I'm going to be able to convince him to stay. What I am going to do is try and get as much money as I can from this deal. It looks like Kovic is leaving and we'll have to bring in a new attacking midfielder. And off Kovic goes to Sunderland. We did get 21 million for him. Now we need to find an adequate replacement. And we have brought in Kovic's replacement. Jonathan Asp Jensen has joined us from Zurich in the Swiss League. He's 22-year-old, 74 rated, decent stats. He's got upwards of 85 potential. And we have still got £10 million remaining in the bank. I think I'm going to bring in a backup winger and call our transfer window done. And our final signing of season number 4 is completed. Stanley Mills is in to be a backup winger. We've signed him for £3 million from Oxford. 24-year-old, 71 rated, decent player, will be a good backup. But if we lose another key first team player, I might cry. So we have arrived at the end of season 4 and we have finished 3rd in the championship on 83 points. Unfortunately, nowhere near automatic promotion as Swansea and Sunderland ran away with the league. But this does mean we are in the playoffs. We'll be taking on Norwich City and then potentially Sheffield United or Leeds at Wembley. Now, we lost in the playoffs last season. Is it going to be second time lucky? Well, in the semi-final, we would beat Norwich 2-0 over 2 legs and Leeds would beat Sheffield United 2-1. Are we going to get promoted? We have, lads. We've beaten Leeds 3-2 in the playoff final. Bolton are back in the Premier League. Is this something I'm going to see in real life as a Bolton fan? Probably not, so I'm going to really enjoy it in FC26. In the FA Cup, we'd lose to lower league opposition as Stockport beat us on penalties in the 3rd round. And we are taking a really decent team into the Premier League with multiple 80 rated players, but there are multiple positions we're going to have to improve if we're going to stay in the Premier League. Now, new signing Haranje has handed in a transfer request due to homesickness, so we'll be selling him and bringing a new left back in. I'm also going to need to bring a new CDM to replace Hahen and potentially a new right back to replace Stevenson, and we're also going to have to bring 1 or 2 players in for our bench because a lot of players are unhappy and probably want to leave the club. Now, this season cozier-duberry was amazing, getting 15 goals and 7 assists, but it was actually our new signing Jonathan Asp Jensen who was our best player. He got 15 goals, he got 12 assists, and he also grew by 7 overall points, which is really impressive. So we have now arrived in season number 5 and we need a good budget. How much have we got? We have got 52 million. Do you know what? I can work with this money. So we have had a very busy transfer window so far, full of incomings and outgoings. Now, we signed 3 free agents for debt, and all of these players are improvements on rotation players. The first player that we signed was Bosco Sutalo, a 29-year-old, 75 rated Croatian centre-back who's got a little bit of experience, who's going to be a rotation player for season 5. We then signed a backup winger who can play on both wings and in the attacking midfield position, Sonte Janssen, 27-year-old, 75 rated, decent player. We then signed a really exciting backup striker, Carlos Martin, 27-year-old, 76 rated striker with really decent stats. We then went on to make 2 cash signings in this transfer window. The first was Leslie Ogachukwu from Burnley for £15 million as his contract was expiring. 80 rated, 25-year-old CDM with really decent stats and still got some good potential. People may say this is unrealistic as he's joining from a Lancashire rival. Well, me as a Bolton fan, I wouldn't really class Burnley as a proper rival, and we did steal the manager like 10 years ago. So, and now time for our marquee signing of season number 5. We have beaten off a lot of top European clubs to make this signing. Yaima Medina joins us from AZ Alkmaar for 28 million. 24-year-old, 80 rated left back with fantastic stats. Now, we have let some players go. The likes of Sam Inwood and Tom Holmes have been sold with we've loaned out a youngster, Deshaun Lawrence. Aiden Harangi's gone back to America. He was feeling homesick, to be fair. Sam Dalby, Thierry Gale, Jay Matete and Ricardo Siervo have gone out as well. I'm sad to see the likes of Thierry Gale go because he's one of my favourite players in real life. But I feel like we have a much more balanced squad now going into season number 5. I mean, looking at the starting 11, full of 80 rated players, definitely think this team should be staying up in the Premier League. Now, this season we can finally afford to get a better youth scout because we've been really struggling to find talent with a 2-star. We're going to hire this guy who's got 5-star judgment. Hopefully, we should be able to find some decent players. We are going to be scouting England for this season. As you know, we always scout the host nation. We now just need to wait to see if anyone comes in for our star players. Hopefully, they don't. Now, no bids have come in for our star players as of yet, and we have reached the first game of the season where we're taking on Chelsea. Stamford Bridge. This is such a difficult start. So we are officially back in the Premier League and Chelsea away. Can we get a vital result? I mean, any type of result at Stamford Bridge is going to be a good one. I'd really like a point, I can't lie. No. Enzo have a chance for Chelsea. Big save. Gonna get the rebound. It's wide. Bit of a wake-up call early on. Chelsea have a chance inside 15 minutes. Oh, the lad Sissoko. I've got a bit of a chance here. Burst on with a header. On target, but saved by Penders. Good start. Both teams have had a chance. Chelsea absolutely dominating possession, as you can imagine. And that would be half-time. 0-0 at the break. Are we on track to get a vital point? Struggling to get the ball back here a bit, to be honest, but as long as it stays 0-0, I don't really mind. Estevao on the wing for Chelsea. Keeper's ball. Nice. 65 on the clock. Chance for Chelsea. I don't get the crossing. Win that. Jackson. Great save. Great save. Chance to the live though. Lavia. And it's wide by Fernandez. 10 minutes to go. That is a massive chance. Estevao with a shot. Easy save by the keeper, but spills it. 5 minutes to go. Chelsea turning the screw a bit. We're getting close to a vital point here though. Palmer's got a chance to shoot. Get out to him. Enzo saved. Another chance. That surely got us a point. That is a massive result. We get a 0-0 draw at Chelsea. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. A 10 out of 10 performance from Max Wide. So no star players leave the club. We're locking the starting 11 in for season number 5. And in turn, we are simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. And we achieve Premier League survival. So season 5 is done. How have we got on this season? Well, we finished 11th in the Premier League on 48 points, which is a fantastic first season back in the Premier League. We were absolutely nowhere near the relegation zone where Swansea, Sunderland and Brentford have gone down. And we have only gone and won the FA Cup as well. We beat Watford 4-1 in the final. That's an FA Cup trophy added to our trophy cabinet. And believe it or not, this is Bolton's first major trophy since 1958. And that will also bring Europa League football back to the Tough Sheet Stadium. Now, halfway through the season, we did get a cash injection from our sponsors in an unexpected event, leaving us with like 40 million in the bank. So we went and made a signing. We brought in left midfielder Samuel Mbangula from Werder Bremen of £30 million. He's 26-year-old, 82 rated, fantastic stats with really good potential. We did also sell Xavier Simons. He handed in a transfer request, and we have also loaned out 2 youngsters with a lot more youngsters in our academy. And the team heading into season 6 is looking really strong. Everyone in the starting 11's well above 80 rated besides Stevenson right back. So we will be replacing him in season 6. And I've got just the man in mind. Bolton fans, you already know who I'm going for. I just hope we've got the transfer funds to make the deal happen. And in terms of stats this season, Burstow did get 13 goals and was our top scorer. Bangula was amazing, getting 10 goals in 24 games. Aspiensen was great. Cozier-duberry fell off a little bit since getting to the Premier League. Hopefully we can add some more goals throughout the entire team in season 6. So we have now arrived in season 6 and I'm really hoping for a good budget because I've got a really important signing I want to make. We are in the Community Shield as well. We've only got £43 million. Now, I can get the player that I want, but I would probably have to sell Stevenson. I'm just going to say the player that was signing, I definitely think is realistic. He is playing for his parent club at the moment in real life, but he's not going to be first choice forever. And anyway, it's not all about real life. In FC26, he has moved on. And I think he would definitely be open to coming back to Bolton. So we have made 2 free agent signings right off the bat. The first player we signed was Samit Uwasa, 25-year-old, 76 rated right midfielder who's got really decent stats. And we have actually made a really solid free agent signing here. David Carmo, 80 rated, 30-year-old centre-back with really decent stats, beat off Man United to his signature. When Bolton were first consolidating in the Premier League in the early 2000s, we made a lot of vital free agent signings. We're going to do that in this rebuild as well to help us consolidate in the Europa League. And lads, I've just seen that our goalkeeper has done his ACL and he's out for 4 months. We've only got Solbren at the club. That has changed absolutely everything heading into this transfer window. We're going to take Lucas Stevenson off the transfer list and he's going to have to play another season. We're going to have to sign the new first choice goalkeeper, and I have got just the man in mind, and Bolton fans, you know exactly who it is. There is only one goalkeeper I want to bring to Bolton in this rebuild, and that man is James Trafford. What a keeper he was for Bolton. He plays for Sevilla in game at 84 rated, 27-year-old. Fantastic stats, including 97 kicking and multiple play styles. He does fall into our price range of 32 to 43 million pounds. Do I think Bolton, mid-table in the Premier League, fresh off winning the FA Cup, could tempt Trafford back to his home country, back to the Northwest? I actually do. We are bringing him back to the tough sheet. I think I signed James Trafford in like every single Bolton rebuild anyway. And James Trafford is back for 38 million, boys. But there's definitely going to be no more signings for the time being. We've only got 2 million in the bank. We have just recently sold Stanley Mills to Birmingham and Sonny Sharples Ahmed. And we are kicking off season 6 with a win in the Community Shield. We've beat Liverpool on penalties. Of course, Cozier-Duberry scored the winning penalty. That is a Community Shield added to our trophy cabinet. What a start to the season. Now, we have arrived at the end of the transfer window. A couple of bids have come in for players like Asbjørnsen and Cozier-Duberry, but from the likes of Nottingham Forest, and one coming from Sunderland. I think given the fact we're in the Europa League, we'd have a better chance of keeping our players as opposed to them going to them clubs. Maybe I am a little bit biased because I am a Bolton fan, but we're going to be locking the starting 11 in for season 6. We're now going to simulate forward straight through to the end of season 6. We're in the Europa League. I'm interested to see how we're going to do. Could be in for a really exciting season. Who knows? So we've arrived at the end of season 6, and it's a 6th place finish in the Premier League for Bolton on 61 points, securing Conference League football for next season. Interesting little fact for you, Bolton's highest ever Premier League finish in real life is 6th. Now, our defence of the FA Cup was so poor, getting knocked out by Hull City in the 5th round. They beat us 1-0. And in the Europa League, we would only make the round of 16, and Premier League side Crystal Palace would beat us 3-2 over 2 legs, knocking us out of the competition. The team is looking really strong though. We've had so much growth all across the pitch. It definitely are wingers and attacking midfielder. Now, I desperately have a right back I want to sign in this rebuild, and we are going to be going all out to sign him in season 7. If we have any further money left, I am going to look to replace Mason Burstow because he's just not going to grow by much more. Now, in terms of stats this season, Jonathan Asbjørnsen was our best player, getting 15 goals and 9 assists. Burstow did get 15 goals before his injury. Cozier-Duberry, Martin, and Bangula all got over 10 goals, which is really nice to see. So we have arrived in season 7. We've got a slightly lower budget of 49 million pounds, but we will be making 1 or 2 sales. We are going to be looking to sell Max Weeb. When that Jackson, great save! He's not happy at the club due to a lack of playtime. It's inevitable he's going to hand in a transfer request soon, so we are going to sell him. We have actually got a really promising youngster who could be our backup. If he has a good season in terms of growth, I may loan him out. Now, I have been after a certain right back for absolutely ages, and I'm happy to announce he has just signed for the club. And every Bolton fan knows exactly who it is. We have brought Connor Bradley back to the Tough Sheet Stadium. He signs for £42 million. Oh, and it feels good to see this man back in a Bolton shirt. Is it a realistic signing? I definitely think so. It's not worked out at Liverpool for Bradley. He's tried to rebuild his career over in France. We're going to bring him back to England, play him in European football, and we all know he is a wonder at heart. And that's Connor Bradley, James Trafford, and Mario Cozier-Duberry all back at Bolton. I think I would die a happy man if I actually saw this in real life. And we have also made a free agent signing, Aladji Bamba, 24-year-old, 77 rated CDM, who's got upwards of 85 potential, 6'4", a physical monster. Where was the free agents like this in the Leicester rebuild I've just done? But we have literally got 19 grand in the bank. We need to sell a few players because we've got contracts to renew and stuff this season. No, I'm not going to lie, lads, my heart has just sunk a little bit. I've seen Crystal Palace have bid for Bowman, and they did actually knock us out the Europa League last season, but they have added Martinelli as part of the deal, which is actually pretty unrealistic. So I get the glory of rejecting this deal. I don't think Martinelli to Bolton is a realistic transfer. Now, 2 players have left the club though. Max Weeb and Bosco Sutalo have left the club, raising around 25 million. I have been absolutely butchering this guy's name all the way through this rebuild, I'm fully aware. So as things stand, this is going to be the Bolton team to take us into season number 7. It's a really good team on paper, can't be denied. We're locking the starting 11 in. We're going to be simulating simulating forward to the end of the season. Hopefully no bids come in for our star players. Can we improve on a 6th place finish? Well, we've definitely got the squad to do so. Just need to show up and perform. So we have arrived at the end of season 7 and Champions League nights are coming to the tough sheet as we have finished 4th in the Premier League on 72 points, securing qualification for the Champions League. Newcastle actually win the Premier League. Very interesting season, to be fair. Hull, Brentford, Sunderland go down. Now in the FA Cup we would reach the quarter-final and get beaten by Leyton Orient 3-1. Are you joking? Now we were also in the Conference League and we did make the semi-finals until we lost to Osasuna on penalties over 2 legs. That's really, really disappointing. We should have been winning this competition, really. But our team is looking unbelievable on paper. We've got our first 90 rated player in Aspiensen. If I had to improve anywhere, though, as much as it pains me to say it, I do need to bring in a striker to replace Mason Burstow. He's 28-year-old, 82 rated. We need a world-class frontman for the Champions League. And if we have any spare money, I would like a left centre-back to replace Nwayu. He is a fantastic defender at 84 rated, but at 28-year-old, he's not going to grow by much more, so he could be replaced next season. Now, this season, Mason Burstow stayed fit for a full season and got 33 goals and 3 assists. He was amazing. Aspiensen and cozier-duberry had fantastic seasons as well. These 3 players have really carried us this season. Other than Martin, who got 12, no one really scored an ample amount of goals. So we have now arrived in season 8 and we have got a monstrous 127 million to improve our team. We should be able to bring a centre-back and striker to the club. And I think now that we're in the Champions League, we can definitely attract a higher calibre of player, but I will try and keep these signings as realistic as possible. And we have wasted absolutely no time in making a signing in the striker position as John Duran joins the Wanderers for £74 million. Now, Duran joins us from Marseille. He's 86 rated, 28-year-old, fantastic striker. I definitely think, given the stage in the rebuild we're at, this is a realistic signing. Marseille are in the Europa League, we're in the Champions League. Let me know in the comment section down below though, boys, what do you think of this signing? And there has been a little movement out of the door. We've had bids come in for Carlos Martin and Santi Janssen, which we have accepted. They've both left the club, bringing a little bit more money into the club to help sign a centre-back. And we have brought in a centre-back and we have got a fantastic deal for him. Pietro Comozo joins us from Fiorentina for just 48 million. The guy is 27-year-old, 86 rated, really, really good stats, 87 defending. I think leaving Fiorentina to join Bolton in the Champions League makes sense. Does it to you guys though? Let me know down below. But I think Duran and Comozo are excellent signings. And now we just play the waiting game. Will anyone come in for our players? I'm only really willing to sell to teams like Bayern Munich, PSG, just because we're in the Champions League. We're in a massively better position than most clubs in world football. We've actually had a pretty decent rebuild on being able to keep our best players, to be fair. So as things stand, this is going to be the Bolton team to take us into season 8. This team is amazing. 290 rated players. We've got a really, really strong bench. This is a really well-balanced side. And thankfully, we have managed to retain all of our squad. A few bids come in from like Everton, Fulham for the likes of Ozo and Comozo, weirdly. Like, why are they bidding for Comozo already? But we're now able to lock the starting 11 in for the new season. Thank God for that. And in turn, we will be simulating straight through to the end of the season. So we have arrived at the end of season 8 and Bolton are the champions of England. Get in there. We've won the league 1 point ahead of Newcastle, adding a Premier League trophy to the trophy cabinet. Let's be honest, that's never going to happen. Every time I rep the Bolton shit, we win a trophy. So, and I want to show you how dramatic it was when we won the trophy. We actually played Newcastle on the final game of the season and beat them 4-1. What a way to decide the title. Now in the FA Cup we made the quarterfinals and lost to Man United 2-0. There's no shame in that. And then very bizarrely, despite finishing 4th in the Premier League, we was actually in the Europa League this season. I can only assume a Premier League club must have won the Champions League who didn't finish in the top 4. And we got to the quarterfinals and lost to Bayer Leverkusen on penalties. The cruelest way to go out, but at least we can take closure from the fact that they were on to win the competition. Just look at the team we are taking into season 9. This is unbelievable. 490 rated players, 3 players behind the striker look ridiculous. Look at my star boy cozier-duberry there at 91 rated. Where do I want to improve this team? Well, it's the bench I'm going to focus on in season number 9. I think we need a new backup CDM, a backup centre-back and a backup winger, and I think we're going to be in a really good position to attack season number 9. At the end of the season though, we have got a little bit of sad news. Solbrin's retiring and also Owen Toll is retiring, who's been here since day 1. In terms of stats this season, John Duran's first season as a Wanderer was amazing. 27 goals and 6 assists. A really, really good season for cozier-duberry and Jas Benson as well. Other than that, other than Bangula, not many goals. Bowman did get 7 from centre-back, which is really impressive to be fair. So we are now in season number 9. We've got 131 million, which we're going to use to bolster our bench. And I think coming out of this transfer window, we're going to be in a really really strong place, given the fact the squad's already amazing. And I think given the fact we're Premier League champions in the Champions League, we're multiple trophies, I think we'd be able to keep all of our star players. So we have gone out and signed 3 new players, Thierry Small, Callum Doyle and Charlie Crew. Crew is an 80 rated CDM with good experience in the Premier League. Callum Doyle's a 29-year-old 80 rated centre-back who can also play left-back with really good stats. And a new player to the channel, Thierry Small, who we've never used before. 28-year-old, can play right mid, right back, left back, really versatile, and he has got fantastically well-rounded stats. He is going to be a really, really good squad player going into the Champions League. There's going to be no change to our starting 11 for season number 9. This is actually a really, really decent team. We are definitely in the Champions League this season, thank the Lord. And we kick off the season with yet another Community Shield victory, this time beating Arsenal 3-1, adding another Community Shield to the trophy cabinet. Not the most glamorous of trophies, but I will certainly take it. Now, we are going to be simulating straight through to the end of the season. If I bring you back before then, it's because we've had a big bid for one of our players, but I am really excited to see how we get on in the Champions League this season. So we have arrived at the end of season 9, and unfortunately we have not defended our Premier League crown. Liverpool win the league, and deservedly so. They only lost 1 game all season and finished 12 points clear of us. I think we've had a really solid season again. In the FA Cup, knocked out in the 3rd round by West Ham, who are actually in the Championship. That is shocking. However, we have finally made the Champions League final, and we're taking on Bayern Munich. Now, in the league phase, we were the best of the bunch, finishing top on 19 points, but I have to say the English clubs were amazing this season. Newcastle, Liverpool and Arsenal make up the top 4. We would then go into the round of 16, take on Como and beat them 4-1 over 2 legs, before absolutely dismantling Juventus 7-1 over 2 legs in the quarter-final, which would set up a semi with Dynamo Kiev, who we beat 3-1 over 2 legs to set up a final with Bayern Munich. And we are taking such a strong team into this Champions League final. No one in the starting 11 is below 88 rated. That is ridiculous. Duberry and Bangula looking amazing. Duran 90 rated. Bowman 90 rated, Trafford 90 rated. I'm confident we can smash Bayern in this final. And looking at the stats, we've scored multiple goals this season. Duran and Bangula and Aspiensen being our star players. Now, I know you're probably thinking, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, maybe Aspiensen is the guy to pick. Absolutely not. Mario Cozier-duberry is the Hall of Famer for this rebuild. Been here since day one, grown by 22 overalls to 92 rated. He's one of our best players, and I absolutely love the guy in real life. So for that reason, Mario Cozier-duberry is the Hall of Famer for the Bolton rebuild. Obviously, we're going to be in. And we now take on Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. I would love a Cozier-duberry winner. So we have now reached the Champions League final. We know how good our team is. How good is Bayern's? Well, they have got a 94 rated striker in Stuart Adams. A couple of high 80 rated players. 90 rated Nuno Mendes. 82 rated centre-back, not the best. 84 rated goalkeeper, not the strongest bench. Lads, we have got by far the better team. We should be winning this final. Bayern do have home advantage as we're playing in Schalke. Great tackle by Comozo though. Now can we finally get an attack? That's a really good bit of dribbling by Aspiensen to slip past his man. And Duran is in acres. This has got to be 1-0 inside 10 minutes. It's 1-0 to Bolton. It's John Duran with a goal. 11th in 14 in the Champions League from our striker. What a start to this game. And Hamza chance. What a block. What a block by Connor Bradley. Bit of an instant response from Bayern there. Get that out. Free header. Oh my God. When your 94 rated striker's missing chances like that, is it going to be our day today? Oh dear. Oh dear. Get across.
Nope.
Great save by Trafford. What is that clearance? Good tackle. Get it out. Wow, we are under the cosh here. Don't let him shoot. That's another good save. Got to get the rebound. Oh my God. What is going on here? Elise out wide for Bayern. Whipped in. It's a good block, but it's a free header. Trafford again. He has been amazing so far in this final. Honestly, we need half-time to come as quick as possible here. And there's half-time, lads. I cannot lie. We have been absolutely battered in this half. I don't have a clue how we're winning this game. We've had one chance and scored it. Because it genuinely is only a matter of time before Bayern get on the score sheet. Rodriguez for Bayern. That's a poor cross. Oh my God, what am I doing? As if. Oh my God, are you joking me? Are you actually joking me? That's how I concede. I need to calm down because I'm actually like raging a bit. Aspiensen's got a bit of space. Can we have an instant response? Good save. Come on. I cannot believe that goal we've just conceded. I promise you boys, that's a red card. Get him off. Not even a foul. Fair enough. No. Keeper's ball. Right, come on. 65 on the clock. We've not even had a shot. We have not had a shot since we scored. Duberry's in. Duberry's in. That's a great ball. Duberry, big chance. Oh, he's overran it. Oh my God. Duberry's in there. That's a great ball to Duberry. Oh, the touch. Oh my God, it's a sprint touch. I've got Chiwu. Duran. What a ball! Jensen! It's 2-1. Get in with only our second shot of the game. What a touch by John Duran. And we're looking at a lovely highlight of the centre circle. EA. Brilliant. That's all I can say. No. No! Yes! And there is the full-time whistle. We've beaten Bayern Munich 2-1 in the Champions League final. I've got to say, an absolute masterclass from James Trafford. And all that is now left to do is lift the Champions League trophy. David Ozil, the club captain, will do the honours. I should have probably made Bradley or Trafford the captain. But Bolton are the champions of Europe. I absolutely love to see this, boys, as a Bolton fan. Get in there. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video. I know it's been a long one. 9 whole seasons. If you have enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out. And I will see you in the next one as we push towards 10,000 subscribers.